finally finished quilting the Heartbeat quilt. So if you want to see how I finished off these borders, please stay tuned. I've been working on this quilt for several weeks. It's actually a graduation present for my son. If you've been following along, you've seen how to cut the strips and how to start sewing them together. For the interior of the quilt, I added a 2.5-inch strip border and a piano key larger border on the edge of the quilt, and I finally finished quilting it. I was going to continue straight line quilting into the piano key border, but I ordered some new quilting supplies and got them in, and so I decided to try both of them out as I finished up the quilt. So these are the things I got. My quilting gloves, I had some Fons and Porter quilting gloves, and they wore out pretty significantly, like holes in like 4 fingers. And so I ordered a pair of Machinger's quilting gloves. Here is the packaging that it came in, and these on Amazon, these were about $6, and then these are what they look like, and they fit really close, and they have little sticky tips here, and mine are green because I've been working on this green and black quilt. And it says that they give excellent hand and wrist support. So, and the wrist part really fits snug on my hand. So I enjoyed those. I also got an open toe free motion quilting foot, and the company is called Yequin, I guess, Yequin. This is the packaging it came in, and this is the open toe foot. It actually fits this way with the open part going forward. So this part was where it screwed into my machine, and then I could see as I was stitching. It's pretty cool. I liked it. I felt like the tension was better than the embroidery foot that I normally use. So I want to show you a little bit of me free motion quilting with that. What I did was this stippling on this outer border. I hope you can see that. I hope it shows on the camera. And I just did this outer border, and so that was the end of what I needed to do to quilt it. So I'm going to show that, and then I'll show you the quilt all trimmed up. So I'm going to try out my my free motion quilting foot here. You can see it has an opening, so I can kind of see where I'm stitching. I have my Machinger's quilter's gloves, and I'm just going in it. The foot bounces a little bit as I'm stitching, but it's kind of okay. It'll do. Alright. So I'm trying to keep my stitches fairly even. It's a little bit easier with this than it was with my embroidery foot. And I noticed that when my hands get closer to the needle, that that my pattern gets a little smaller. So I'm trying to keep them away to keep my pattern kind of big. Just moving around my border with a basic stippling pattern. I'm actually on the last side of the border. And right now I did kind of the left side, so I'm going to go back up to the right side, just using the stippling and the curve and help me get back up to the top. I removed my pins. This border has shifted a lot because of the quilting, so I'm just kind of moving my pins before I get to that area. down to the black. Okay, so I'm going to get this last little bit finished, and then I'll show you what it looks like after I've trimmed it up. So here is the finished quilt. It is still needs to be bound, but all of the quilting is done and it's trimmed off. I just love the way it's turned out. I'll zoom in on the varsity letters that I put on there. You can see those. And then you can't see the quilting, and that's intentional, of course. But you can see some of the pattern. And here is that piano keyboarder that is quilted with stippling. I just love this quilt and the way it came out. As I said before, I am going to bind it by hand. So I'm going to put the binding on right now on the front of the quilt, and over the next few weeks I'll be turning it back and completing that binding. If you have any questions about this video, there are 3 other videos about this particular quilt, so be sure to check those out. Ask any questions in the comments below. Thumbs up this video. Share it with your friends. I'll see you next time. Bye.